Alrighty, it is time for Duelist Kingdom action, and in this one, Tristan is taking on Don Z, who has been bestowed the nickname The Don Z. Makes him sound like a Z fighter out of Dragon Ball Z. But anyway, let's see where they are on the tables. Tristan is 8th, which is actually pretty good for him. And Don Zaloog is 32nd. He is dead last. But what can Don Zaloog do in this one? He has had a few new monsters added to his deck. What exactly they were called, I don't remember. But they were both dark types, and they're around the 1700, 1800 mark, if I remember correctly. But Don has started off here. He started off with a face down, or 2 face down spell or traps, and he's played the Dark Scorpion Burglars. He's got 2 equip cards there, so he could be quite strong. There's Fiend Sword by Tristan, which is a 1400. And plays the legendary sword on Fiend Sword, so does that mean that the Fiend Sword is now legendary? The Don Z, he elects not to activate Magic Jammer. Tristan does go in for the attack. Don activates a negate attack, so he's protected the Dark Scorpion Burglars. You know, I actually quite like the Dark Scorpion Burglars as an archetype. As weak as they are very cool. Alright, Don, he's drawn another copy of Dark Scorpion Burglars. He could have used pretty much anything else, but he's just played the Big Bang Shot. Looks like he might be going for both his equip cards here, as he can't leave Tristan with that 1700 on the field. It will begin to tear up the field. And now Tristan activates Magic Jammer. And that's actually quite clever by Tristan to allow Don to play one, to force him to play the other one, which means if he played Magic Jammer straight up, it means that Don may have held that other equip card. Or he would have held that other equip card. So a smart play there by Tristan to hold that Magic Jammer. But Don Zaloog he may have lost both of his equip cards, but he took the risk. It didn't pay off. Alright, Wolf Axe Wielder in for the attack. Just summoned. Destroys the Dark Scorpion Burglars, and the other copy of Dark Scorpion Burglars now under attack as well. We did take out 2 of Dark Scorpion Gorg the Strong and left Don Zaloog with 1, so he's got less chance of that bricking due to the amount of monsters that Don Zaloog has had. There's Sword of Dragon Soul, so he's had all of his equip cards, he just hasn't had his monsters. There's 1 in hand now for Tristan. This will be a lot of life points off of Don here. Be 3350 altogether. Alright, 2 hits on Don. He's down to 4650. Not quite over yet though. He just needs 1 good monster. And Don Zaloog has drawn Waboku. We allowed Don Zaloog to keep his Waboku, because he would be the sort who would want to protect his Dark Scorpion monsters from destruction. Don does also have Sakuretsu armor. Because Don Zaloog is on the bottom, we let him keep Waboku. Mainly for maybe situations like this. So Don Zaloog has activated Waboku, so he won't lose any life points on this turn. But Tristan's still with all the intent, as you see. And oh dear. Huh. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Tristan activated Mask of Weakness, which didn't actually do anything. There's Dark Scorpion Chick the Yellow. And I don't know if Tristan meant to activate something else, or if there was a misclick, or what has happened there. Sword of Dragon Soul's been played, so the 1700 now of Chick the Yellow will match that of Fiend Sword. Equipped with that legendary sword. Wolf Axe Wielder under attack. What's Chick's effect? That might actually damage Tristan. He's flipped up Sakuretsu armor. Was that bait play by Tristan? Was he baiting Don Zaloog into making him think that he made a mistake? Because if he did, that is actually GOAT level play. It's not very nice, but but that is GOAT level play if that is what Tristan was doing. To another battle phase now. It'll be another 3350. I'll leave Don Zaloog with 1300. And Don Zaloog is just about down and out in this first match. He's got no cards in hand and only one card on the field. Okay, draw phase, 7 tools, and that will do it for the first match. Don Zaloog cannot defend on Tristan's next turn. So let's flip to comments. Moonwolfie says for Bastion and Mokuba, well, that was fast. Bastion got his strength out before Mokuba did. And also says for Joey in the Big Five, well, Joey didn't have much luck in this one. His chance of getting the Time Wizard flipped is always 90% failure to 10% success instead of 50-50. That is legitimately how it feels with Joey, as Beast Fangs activated by Tristan on Armored Rat. So he'll finish Don Zaloog off. Oh no, he's activated offerings. I guess he may be showing his face down cards. So he even had offerings to the Doom still sitting there, Tristan, so he had a backup if he needed it. Demi Henning says, that's the fastest match so far for this tournament, and it's nice to see quick matches. That was for Bastion and Mokuba. Well, we did toy with the idea of doing it best out of 3 at the start of the season and not doing the bonus point at all, but then some matches went for very short, so we thought it'd be always good to have 3 matches so it's more consistent, and it has been almost the most inconsistent type of match timing that we could imagine. Demi Henning says, wow, typical Joey move and his Brooklyn Rage, and there he was throwing his Red Eyes Black Dragon. Great match, and I love the deck shake-ups. Okay, Tristan has got Warrior Digrapher. He's got the All-Seeing White Tiger. He's got Sengenjin there as well. He could get Sengenjin to the field because he does have Thunder of Ruler. Alright, face down defense and face down spell or trap. Make that 2 from Don Zaloog. The Don Z, who's down 1-0. Now he's taking on a very strong opponent in Tristan, who is 8th. Don is 32nd. But stranger things have happened in this tournament. Draw phase. Oh, it's offerings to the Doom for Tristan. It's a decent starting hand. There's Warrior Digrapher. And Tristan now also plays down the Thunder of Ruler. And Dark Scorpion. Dark Scorpion Mine the Thorn is what's flipped up. It's 1800 defense. It means that Tristan will lose 100 life points, and Dark Scorpion Mine the Thorn's effect can activate and pull a Dark Scorpion. And she does. It's called the Strong. Squelto says, Mokuba has quickly become my favorite duelist to watch. Sad to see him lose, but that was a 5-head play by Bastion, bouncing his own Oxygeddon back to his hand. Just as a suggestion, adding Respawn Alligator to Mokuba's deck could give him some better consistency if you wanted to lean him more towards reptiles. Still loving the series. Keep up the great work. I'll have to have a look at that card. What is it? Respawn Alligator. Haven't heard of that one before. Okay, Mystical Space Typhoon activated by Don, which will get in ahead of that Thunder of Ruler and gets rid of Warrior Digrapher. Tristan did activate that offerings to the Doom to get rid of Dark Scorpion and Gork the Strong. But the Swords of Concealing Light did hit Warrior Digrapher, so Don Zaloog's field is momentarily safe, but it may not be safe for much longer. The All-Seeing White Tiger has come to the field, and if Sengenjin gets down, then it's going to be very difficult for Don Zaloog to get through that. Alright, main phase is Don Zaloog's turn. Tristan has 2 face-down defenses, and tribute for Don. Oh, did he not use? I thought he used offerings to the Doom to destroy that. I was looking down, I just sort of assumed that was happened. That's what happened, but no, Gork the Strong Has destroyed Warrior Digrapher. Oh, Tristan would have used Offerings to the Doom to destroy Dark Scorpion, Mine the Thorn, not Gorg the Strong. Alright, Mystical Space Typhoon is activated. And it hits Don's face down, which was a negate attack. Tristan unable to get Sengenjin down. This is Don Zaloog's chance here. Only the all-seeing White Tiger is down on the field for Don Zaloog. Christian Escalia says Joey can use Grave Robber to steal One Day of Peace and use it without paying 2k life points. It happened before. Oh, that's when he took back the Shard of Greed. He got greedy. He wanted 2 cards instead of 1. And he lost 2,000 life points for Armed Ninja to go and ruin Joey's day. As 1,400 comes off the Don Zaloog's effect for Don Zaloog himself. Tristan's cards are going out of his hand. He's only got Sengenjin and he can't get that to the field. You gotta say, it's looking good for Don Zaloog in match number 2. Tristan has drawn the Great Bill, which can only defend. The Spawn Trapper says, Bastion can flood the field so much faster than these dual monster decks. Pun not intended. Now Bastion's, especially with those Hydrogeddons, it's a very strong effect. But if we take the Hydrogeddons out, Bastion kind of loses most of the function of his deck. Unfortunately, that's why he is doing as good as he is. Still, it's a fun deck though, Bastion's one. Very strategic. Sengenjin now is to the graveyard. If Tristan draws a Monster Reborn, he could pull that back, but what is it, 1 in 35, and it is not. It is Ninkendog, which isn't a bad draw. 1,800, it will match that of Gorg the Strong, and may be able to get rid of Don Zaloog himself. He does go in for the attack. Don does have a face-down card, but hasn't flipped up. Don Zaloog has been destroyed. The Spawn Trapper says, would be cool to see Joey with some more boss-type monsters in his deck outside Red Eyes. Jinzo is now in, and he does have Panther Warrior as well, which might give him a bit more play as well, especially if he plays Panther Warrior with Scapegoat, Dark Scorpion, Mine the Thorn, and now a Lightning Blade. 2,200 on Don Zaloog. Big Bang Shot is now played. 2,600 on Don Zaloog. Why is Don Zaloog hogging all the equipped cards? 800 off Tristan. And Don Zaloog will send the top 2 cards of Tristan's deck, which was Forest and Firewing Pegasus. Another 28 here to fall off Tristan. He's losing a lot of life points. He's got nothing in his hand. You'd say this one is going to go to Don Zaloog. Lord Hydrogen says that third match between Mokuba and Bastion was solid, while matches 1 and 2 were stomps. Jonathan Priestley says Bastion beat Mokuba 2-1. No surprises there then. And also says, can't believe Joey lost to those stuffed shirts. In response to the Joey in the Big 5 match, Joey he just did not draw, did he? He just drew his worst monsters and just drew everything out of order, although Time Wizard had a good showing, but, in one of the matches at least. Doomed him in the other one. Kanan the Swords Mistress. And, well, this will be it for Tristan. He goes after Mine the Thorn. Tristan is now destined to lose his second match, which will tie it up 1-1. Kodoskopos says Taya's deck leader was the Dark Magician Girl, and in the Capsule Monsters arc she had a Sayaru and a pendant like the Black Pendant equipped card. Maybe you can consider those cards for her. I think she might have Black Pendant in her deck. Oh no, maybe she doesn't. What did we do for Taya's deck? We did add a couple of things. It's just that there's... Alright, Tristan is beaten in the second round. It's just so much happens in this series, as per commentator, and partly as helping with all the tech side on recording. So much happens. By the time we've done something, I've already forgotten that it's happened. I'm also learning how to code and program, which is also taking up CPU in my brain. Been learning a little bit of JavaScript, a little bit of C++. Whole nother world. But I'm getting there. Take time though. It takes Takes a fair bit of dedication and practice to learn that sort of stuff. Anyone out there in comments do any coding or programming? Or have any tips for someone who's learning it for the first time? Alright, Waboku and the Dark Scorpion Mine the Thorn. Down goes Rush recklessly as well. Dark Scorpion Burglar is also available for Don Zaloog. Emperor Pikachu says, what a great and quick matchup. All three were hard hitting. Excited for the next one. And SEH292 says, at 4 minutes and 6, bro, I was yelling my ass off. That's not how you use Rocket Warrior. Yes, that was a bit of a blunder from Joey, although the result probably would have been the same. But no, Rocket Warrior is its end of damage step where it actually calls in its point differential of 500 loss to the enemy. All right, Gorg the Strong selected. If Don Zaloog can use Dark Scorpion Mine the Thorn to call Gorg the Strong out like that, it speeds his deck up a bit because he's not drawing this 5-star monster which can brick his hand. So perfect there. Tristan with that all-seeing White Tiger and the Beast Fangs combo didn't work. There's one of them. Dark Greffer. That's what it was. That Warrior Digreffer should have reminded me of that actually. But yes, Don Zaloog has had Dark Greffer added to his deck. It's holding a big sword, so it sort of suits that vibe of the Dark Scorpions and the equipped cards in his deck. And it's also 1700, it's pretty beefy. And you can also special summon it by discarding a level 5 or higher warrior monster, which isn't fantastic for Don Zaloog's deck, but the 1700 and Dark Greffer is cool. I think it suits Don Zaloog, and he did need other monsters. Alright, Shard of Greed. If Don Zaloog beats Tristan though, it'll still be a massive upset. Defense mode now for All-Seeing White Tiger. Don Zaloog may be looking to flood the field next. And Tristan's played a face down defense as well. Alright, turn change. Don Zaloog. Ooh, Shield and Sword. He can do a lot with that card. If he plays it at the right time, of course, as well. Forever Kite says, Man-Eater Bug is one of my favourites. It totally ruins the opponent's day to have the flip effect to kill their prize monster. They have been waiting to use all duel. I used to have Man-Eater Bugs in my deck as well. I used to have multiple copies of them. Up to 3, they're just pesticide cards that they can destroy anything as well. Unless it can't be destroyed by flip effects, or card effects, of course, but back in the day, that was rare. Have a card that had that effect, not being able to be destroyed by flip effects, card effects. Alright, face down spell or trap from Tristan, another defense. Don Zaloog's going to look to push here, and he's 32nd. He could be beating 8th, which would be massive. There's Dark Scorpion Burglars. Tristan's lone defense. Tristan, he's in big trouble here. Armored Rat is under attack. And Don Zaloog has activated Rush recklessly to get Dark Scorpion Burglars over there. I'm surprised he played it like that, but even so, it does mean that Tristan is going to lose 3,500 points of life points. Alright, double attack. Tristan down to 4,300. Now the top card of his deck will go to the graveyard. And that is the Mask of Weakness. That is a game-changing card. Alright, 2 on Shard of Greed, and maybe at the perfect time for Tristan, who's running a little bit low on options. I'd say Dark Greffer is a play-off of Warrior Digreffer. They're like the Dark Greffer is like the shadow version of him, because they're the same attack and defense. Fiend's Sword has been summoned by Tristan. And a face-down spell or trap. Alright, Dark Scorpion Burglars were targeted. Waboku is activated. And Tristan's attack is blocked. Don Zaloog maintains 8,000 life points. Emperor Pikachu says, poor Red Eyes, at least Joey got the last match. What a duel to start round 17. Alright, turn change to Tristan, who's always pulled a Monster Reborn. And he's having a quick check through the graveyards. Okay, down goes another copy of Dark Scorpion Burglars. Tristan, oh, he may be a bit low on points here. Monster Reborn has just been activated. And pulls Dark Scorpion, Mine the Thorn. This is going to be huge if Don Zaloog pulls this off. I did not think that he was going to be able to beat Tristan. Shield and Sword now, which actually does... given that 600's been lost off Tristan and 800's been gained on Dark Scorpion, Mine the Thorn, this will be 1,000. Tristan won't have enough life points if he can't block this. Tristan activates Rush recklessly. But that still won't be enough. What's that? 26, 36, 46, 5,400 altogether is what Tristan has, and Tristan is just flipping up cards. That's what he had. Even with Rush recklessly, he wouldn't have had enough life points. So nice that we get to see what cards Tristan had on the field, but this is an absolute shocker of a result. Tristan 8th place and had been strong all tournament, beaten some good players. 32nd place Don Zaloog is going to pull off a huge upset. Don Zaloog going to finish him off. And there it is. Would you believe it? Don Zaloog picks up a win 2-1 against Tristan. So that might bump Tristan down the table a bit. Now we've got Yugioh and Bakura to come up after this. And there are still a few comments as well, which I'll get through in that match as well. Well, Tristan and Don Zaloog, what a match it was. Don Zaloog picks it up 2-1. And yes, Yugioh and Bakura to come up as well, which, you know, two headline players who have a lot of history in the anime. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and as always, thanks for leaving on the comments as well. Wherever you are in the world, stay safe, take care, farewell.